sure he will. Let's move on to the attack. Maybe a little bit more interesting. This is where people are going to spend their money. So what stands out to me straight away, and I think this is going to be a common theme with free hit teams, is obviously everyone's kind of doubled or tripled up on Man United right now. But in free hit teams, that's kind of reduced. And what I've seen a lot, actually, and you've done it as well, is gone for Martial as the single, apart from Williams, of course, but in attack, the single attacker over Fernandes. Is that a price thing, or do you just think at the moment Martial's looking a bit better?
A bit of both, I think. Yeah, I can make a bit of a saving by downgrading Fernandes to Martial. I've had second thoughts having watched Leicester yesterday, of course. I mean, I don't know if that game will repeat itself on Sunday. I mean, could you see Solskjaer sitting back and just soaking up the pressure? I mean, he has done it before. He's had a reputation as being a good counter-attacking team pre-Fernandes, where Solskjaer would set them up in like a wing-back system and then just hit teams on the break. And they had a really good record against the Big Six. But have United evolved since then? Have they got that in their locker now, just to sit back and let Leicester have possession, like what Spurs did yesterday? Because it seems to be a good tactic, because Leicester's high line was just caught out again and again and again. And I was just imagining Martial running at Ryan Bennett in the sort of right-hand side of Leicester's back three. He might have lost his place now after yesterday, but it made me rethink about ditching the attacking assets. I've got a triple United at the moment, two of which are attackers, Fernandes and Greenwood. So I've got rid of both of them in this free hit draft. But it did make me think twice watching that yesterday. Martial, I think, obviously he's playing out of position up front. I've watched him through my fingers over the last few weeks, because I had him in a draft and then of my wildcard team and then took him out. And of course, he's absolutely banged since then. I think he's on a par with Fernandes in terms of points per game since the restart. So, it's flexible. I can go back up to Fernandes if I want. I could even draft him back in if I think Leicester are there for the taking. And they might need to go for the jugular. They might need to win that match to overhaul United. Martial at the moment. I like the look of his underlying stats. I like the look of him in person as well. Like he's got a sort of swagger back. I know he can look a bit uninterested in time, but I think that's just who he is. I think he can turn it on at the flick of a switch. He's my sole attacking representative at the minute, and that's obviously one of the reasons why I've got Williams. I can afford to have a non-playing United defender if I'm not going for a triple up in attack. Even if I think the worst of Leicester's defence, I doubt whether I'll be going with three United forwards or midfielders. Two, I think, maximum for that fixture. But maybe think again watching that yesterday, because it was a bit of a horror show at the back. There could have been more goals as well. Basically, I just envisaged Pogba playing those Harry Winks type balls from deep, and then Rashford and Martial running onto them. So
it's a really
it's
a really tricky one for free hitters now, because I don't think people expected Leicester to lose how they did yesterday. They did kind of change things around in the second half, and they weren't as open. I think that probably made people rethink a little bit. So it's kind of, I think non-free hitters like me are really hoping that Man United turn it on again, because I think people will go without, or at least just have one, and that could hopefully help. But I mean, obviously we've got to see the rest of the games, but that game could be really interesting, because if Man United beat West Ham, however many they beat them by, they're ahead of Leicester on goal difference, because right now they're equal, because Leicester lost so heavily. 3-0, so the goal difference is equal. So if Man United do beat West Ham, which isn't guaranteed of course, but 1, 2 or 3 goals, then that's how far in front they are of Leicester. So Leicester then have to beat us by that amount. So if they're going to try and get Champions League, they're going to have to go for it. And if we can pick them off on the counter, and we obviously have the players to do that, Martial, Rashford are super quick players, then it could be good. But a lot depends on that West Ham game. If Man United lose it, then suddenly I wouldn't be so sure about having a triple up, because that could be a super cagey game. So we'll have to wait for that result. But I fully agree with Martial. I think he's looked really good. I think Fernandes looked really tired, but the thing is, he's not going to get rested. We just know that. So we know he's going to play, so that's not an issue. I think Martial's looked sharp. A lot of people saying about home and away form, but I think he's only blanked into the 2 away games, and one of them was the first game back against Spurs. So I wouldn't really pay too much attention. Like in recent games, He's looked really good. So yeah, great option.